In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, my brother, His Highness Royal Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Prime Minister, Your Majesties, Excellencies and Highnesses, His Excellency the Secretary General of the League of Arab States, His Excellency the Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ladies and gentlemen, may God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. Allow me to begin by extending my sincere thanks to the sister kingdom of Saudi Arabia to host this summit, extraordinary summit in exceptional circumstances. Time passes, and it is difficult for the people of Gaza, the innocent civilians, who are being killed in the siege. They suffer from inhumane practices. It takes us back to the Middle Ages and requires a serious stance from the international community if it wants to maintain its minimum political and moral credibility. Just as time passes hard for Palestine and its people, it passes for us and for all peoples with free consciences. Painful and sad, it intensifies bad things. It exposes bad double standards and a lack of common sense. Human creativity is fading, which, unfortunately, falls resoundingly in this revealing exam. Honorable audience, Egypt has condemned from the beginning the targeting and killing of innocents and the intimidation of all civilians on both sides, and all acts that are contrary to international law and international humanitarian law. And today we reaffirm this clear condemnation, while at the same time stressing that the policies of collective punishment of the people of Gaza, killing, siege, and forced displacement are unacceptable and cannot be justified by self-defense or any other claims, and must be stopped immediately. The international community, especially the Security Council, bears direct responsibility to work hard and decisively to achieve financial success without delay. First, an immediate and sustainable ceasefire in the Strip without restrictions or conditions. Secondly, stop all practices targeting the forced displacement of Palestinians to any place outside their land. Thirdly, informing the international community of its responsibility to ensure the security of innocent civilians among the Palestinian people. Fourthly, ensuring safe, rapid, and sustainable access to humanitarian aid. Israel bears its international responsibility as the occupying power. Fifthly, reaching a formula to settle the conflict based on the two-state solution and establishing an independent Palestinian state on the borders of June 4, 1967, with East Jerusalem as its capital. Sixthly, conducting an international investigation into all the violations that have been committed against international law. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt has repeatedly warned against the consequences of unilateral policies. It is now warning that failure to stop the war in Gaza threatens the expansion of military confrontations in the region. Whatever their attempts at self-control, the long duration of the attacks and their unprecedented cruelty are enough to change the equation and its calculations overnight. Finally, I address my speech to the active international powers and to the entire international community, and I say to them, Egypt and the Arabs, they pursued the path of peace for decades and years. They made courageous initiatives for peace. Now comes your greatest responsibility, an effective pressure to stop the bleeding of Palestinians immediately, then treat the roots of the conflict and giving the right to its owners as the only way to achieve security for all the peoples of the region. It is time for her to live in peace and security, without fear or intimidation. Without children, orphans are killed, and without new generations being born, you find nothing around them except hatred and hostility. Do not challenge the governments and peoples of the entire world to implement a just solution to the Palestinian issue and end the occupation in a way that befits our humanity and is consistent with the values of justice that we call for. Freedom and respect for rights are all rights, not some of them. I thank you. and may God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you.
فلا تجد حولها إلا الكراهية والعداء. فليتحد العالم كله حكومات وشعوبا لإنفاذ الحل العادل للقضية الفلسطينية وإنهاء الاحتلال بما يليق بإنسانيتنا ويتسق مع ما ننادي به من قيم العدل والحرية واحترام الحقوق، جميع الحقوق وليس بعضها. أشكركم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.